want him out showing me on my own darn podcast. I mean, I
Can't
know
do it.
I know I might get ejected one of these days from you as your guest host, but hit the eject button real quick.
All right,
But
Mr.
no,
Knuckles.
dude, I'm excited. Today's like my Friday, and like, yeah, life
Oh
can't
yeah,
get better.
yeah.
My back hurts, but it's all good.
Oh really? Still.
Yeah. Like I said, I do it twice a day, once in the morning and before bed
Yeah.
/ like a little bit before. I don't know. I'm gonna give it until next week. If
Yeah.
I'm still feeling it, I might go get an X-ray. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, like I told you and Billy, like it's a pain where I've never felt before, and
Yeah.
it was so extreme at the moment. Like I felt it before, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe it was just like a sore low back, and then
Yeah.
all it was 205 on a deadlift, and then like, dude, it just like, you ever watch 127 Hours with James Franco?
No. But it's
Um,
like the zombie movie, right? I know what it's about.
no, it's not. It's not a zombie. It's
Oh
a
really?
movie where he was actually hiking, and he gets like stuck.
Oh yeah. And he has to like saw off his like leg.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. I've seen
That
bits and pieces of it.
so that part when he does that, exactly what part I'm going to reference. Right when he hits the nerve, and it just like makes that radiated noise, and you could feel the pain through the movie. That's what it felt as I was like lifting up on the deadlift, and like, and I literally just dropped it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I think I might have just broke my back or something. Just, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I've never felt it before, but I'm optimistic. I still work out. I still can train like upper body like pretty hard. I'm still benching pretty heavy. Just not trying to like do anything with my back or like hip movements. Like I still
Yeah.
do body weight lunges. I still do body weight like wall sits to strengthen myself still. Like today I was superset on that and I got a good pump. So it's like, I don't know. If something happens, but there's always way around it and I'm going to heal. So
Yeah. Yeah. No. True. True. For bench, are you doing like feet elevated like versions, or are you just like not bridging as hard? What are you
yeah,
doing for that?
I'm not bridging as hard. I might try to do feet off the ground
Yeah.
just to take the pressure. But see, the thing is though, like when I bench, I don't feel it at all. Like
Interesting. Okay.
maybe it's because I don't maybe push off my I don't know, maybe I don't bridge that much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
But I threw a belt on and I obviously I did warm-ups before I went to like 205 for reps, but like I was doing 205 for reps.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Heck yeah. Okay. Sweet deal.
so I don't know. Like I said, as long as I could train arms, shoulders, chest hard, legs, I feel like, whatever. I'll take a break. I could even leg extensions kind of hurt, man. Like just straightening my leg, like in a
Oh
seated
yeah.
position,
Yeah.
like it pulls all the way up to like the back of my butt, like the
Yeah.
top part. So that's why I think it's sciatica because it's only my right leg.
Yeah.
And the pain radiates throughout my right leg. And honestly, what sucks too with like driving, like I drove to my brother's house and it was like 35 minutes, but it was like like I'll feel it radiating towards like my like all the way down to like my shin, and like they even say like hemorrhage disc too, that you could feel it on the one side. So like I don't know, maybe it's a disc too. I don't know.
Yeah. Hard to say. The thing that like I'm learning about like disc issues, unless it's like really, really like a blowout, like even with disc bulges, like lifters can still lift through them.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, dude, yeah, I'm still walking. I'm still
yeah.
lifting. So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not, yeah, it's, and thankfully I have a sit stand desk for working because like sitting down, like I can't sit down for more than an hour. And so I've been rolling a towel, and if I sit down, I'll put the towel by my lower back. So it helps me like keep a better posture at all times.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Video gaming, maybe sitting wrong. But dude, I've been deadlifting for how long now, and I've never had a problem. But I think it's because I did the floor rows. I think I just went too far down, and maybe I didn't keep my back straight enough or like brace hard enough, and I think that's what screwed up because that was the first time. That's the first time I felt it. The deadlifting kind of just got me to the point where it's like maybe I shouldn't have deadlifted. You know, like that was the point where it's like, it's fine. You barely waited a week, so maybe you should have deadlifted. Try to do 205.
Rows are tricky, and I think rows are something that like you have to be like really slow in how you like get into them, because I think like the fatigue can be pretty high for it, because with like a row you're always gonna have the weight pulling you forward type situation.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna be fighting against it, and that's why like even if you're doing like a row from like the ground, like as soon as you begin the movement and like start to pull up, it's going to want to pull your torso forward. And then there's a lot of shear forces on the spine, which is like isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if like you're able to like strengthen your back in that way, because oftentimes in life we have to bend over before we can pick things up. That's like the whole aspect of deadlifting, being able to get into that like position like advantageously. But I think it's one of those lifts that like the volume really needs to be ramped up like pretty gingerly while you're doing other things, just because it does seem to have like such a high fatigue, I guess what like Renaissance periodization would call like SFR, like stimulus to fatigue ratio.
To get off the bad point of the start of this podcast, but to a funny point, Roman, you just made fun of all of our ginger populations on that last comment.
Didn't I when I say gingerly?
Yeah, you said make the volume just, make sure you go gingerly.
Yeah.
I don't know,
it's not a bad thing. Our ginger listening folk.
Ginger.
We love you too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, I wanted to start with that because, like, dude, I think the listeners will appreciate how real we are. Yeah. Because, like, like with lifting and like the love of lifting, I tweeted today, like, it's crazy in life how people always want to be successful, but usually successful people make so many uncomfortable decisions, uncomfortable risk. Why don't we see a lot of either successful people or other people doing the same thing with their health and their fitness? So like that was like the quote of the day. I just thought of, maybe someone said it before, maybe I just, was during my workout, it popped in my head, but like, life's going to throw you uncomfortable situations. You might not be able to sleep for like 3 hours sometimes. You might need to change your routine. You might need to do something different. I mean, before all this, Roman and I were working on me going and switching it up for a sumo stance to try to see if I can get more upright. So before all this COVID stuff, like Roman and I planned for me to do sumos and try to bring up the weight with sumo deadlifts instead of a conventional deadlift. But I went back to conventional. And maybe that was partially why it happened, but hey, whatever, right? We're gonna learn.
Yeah, for sure. What are we talking about today, buddy?
Okay. Episode 48, guys. Episode 48. If you're watching the video, you could see what Roman was doing. He was swiping on his phone. I brought this topic up to Roman. We were messaging the one day about, like, obviously we discuss about our topics and whatnot, but it's also, I don't want to come off negative with this podcast episode as well with like what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to talk about the positive things about it too, because I do think, definitely. And Roman probably does think there's a positive side within this era of fitness or era of lifting, but we're going to be talking about swipe workouts. Roman, what is a typical swipe workout? And I mean swipe, probably most likely I'm catering it towards the Instagram influencers / fitness influencers. So Roman, what would be a swipe workout like if you'd see something on Instagram?
Booyah! Swipe workouts, baby. So swipe workout, you're on Instagram and you're looking for some fitspiration. So you go to your favorite fitfluencer and you see that they're working glutes today. So they're starting off with some bodyweight squats. Then you swipe to the left and they're doing some hip thrusts, and you swipe to the left and they're doing some clamshells. And
Why do you
swipe to the left and they're doing some cable adductions.
Why do you sound
Swipe to the left.
like the guy with the fish and rice cake? Fish and rice cake.
Fish and rice cake. And you swipe one more video and they're like, what's going on, our Instagram followers? Thanks for tuning in to another swipe workout. We worked on the booty today. That peach bottom. We worked on squats. We worked on the clamshell. We worked on XYZ. And, they'll usually debrief the workout. Everyone does it a little bit differently, but that's basically the overview of what a swipe workout is.
So to go off the positive, I guess, to start off, because like I said, this is not something that I just wanted to bring to attention to either new lifters or, some lifters that have already been working out for a year or longer. They probably understand, but the reason why that is good, because, it gives viewers, listeners, even beginners, the people who want to start or don't know how to start, they give them a push to see something, to see it in video form, which, most of the time, not to age myself, before Instagram, I was going on bodybuilding.com forums, and most of the time, if no one posted an image, someone put Penley rows, glute bridges, most of the time, you had to do research just to see what that exercise was. So a platform like Instagram is a great, visual, because there's a lot of visual learners out there, and they can, they could see the form, they could see how it's moved, and as well as for the beginners, they're actually getting a pre-planned workout for them without any thinking at all. So if you're a person that's a beginner, doesn't know what they're doing, as well as need something to start off with, and just to get your butt moving, dude, I like swipe workouts. I'm not saying Absolutely, it's not. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, Roman, what would you say a first thing is on why a swipe workout would be bad, or on the topic of why there might be needed more information, or everything in between?
Yeah, it could be very lifter specific. For example, so somebody that's been lifting for a long time, I mean, the workout that I described, that might not be too much. But if the person says do 4 sets of each of these, then your butt's gonna feel like it wants to fall off and run away at the end of the day, if this is your first time lifting. So for a first time lifter, you might want to just try each of the 4 movements out, and then pick which 2 of the 3 you're gonna keep for an entire training block, for example. So it might be dependent on the lifter's training status. It could just be an improper recommendation for the biomechanics of the person, for example. So if the person is recommending squatting with your feet forward and ass to grass, but you've got long femurs, and you have a relatively poor internal rotation of your hip socket, then to get into that stance is going to be impossible, and you're going to be falling on your ass, quite literally trying to get ass to grass squats. So for you, you would benefit from a significantly wider stance, and with your toes pointing slightly out, where you can get much deeper into the squat and actually feel it in your glutes, for example. So it could be an improper application for the lifter. It